Uh, Good evening once again. This is Daniel and Gary Viewers. We are going to talk about China, how they are ejecting our black brothers in China, and how they are treating them, dividing their families because what was their fault is because they are black people. Last time we spoke about how China wants to take over Africa continent. They give all the African continent gift by building them uh, uh, headquarters in Addis Ababa, the secretariat, giving them soft loans and the peanuts for them to dominate them. And all the African head of states now are running to Africa for refuge in one way or the other. And this is not, they are not doing this to improve. Giving you loans does not mean that they want to improve Africa or they are helping you to do better things for Africa. For instance, look at their rail station they are doing in Africa. The one they said they did in Addis Ababa and Kenya and Africa. This is an old trend that has even existed for 30 years, but still we the Africa are happy about them. When their president talk about seminar, all the African presidents will leave the administrative this thing they want to run for their government, everybody will be rushing to China because of what they want to take loan and commit themselves to China government. That is the problem. But all these things, it is a trap, a death trap, because China doesn't have a human rights record. They take things anyhow they want it. When it comes to action, they don't even care about the arrest. For instance, now, this is a wake-up call. See what they did. Even the people who went to China, their customers who went to buy things to send to Africa, they ejected them even in their hotels and the house. Even the ones who has been living in China with their resident permit, at the end of the day, they ejected them. Only the blacks. What was their crime? Because they are blacks. Some of the white people who is there, they never for one day, tell them to leave the hotel or something like that. Only the blacks. The families, even the Chinese people who married the black ones, they divided them because of what? What was their crime? Because they are blacks. This is a wake up. But this is a country that always, all our head of states, our political elites always run to them for romance. They are not doing this romance to Africa just to uplift Africa or something like that. They are doing this just to get what you want. I'm telling you honestly, at the end of the time, the next generation, if we are not very careful what is going in this world, Africa will be indebted, they will be slave to Chinese government, and they will use them more than the Western world have been using us. Because thank God for today we have technology. When everywhere in the world, if anything happen, somebody will record it and share it so that people will know the movement or what is going on or something like that. When the Western world came to colonize us, they gave us bring religion, and at the end of today we the generation of Africa are still suffering from their hand. Imagine. And this Western world, some of the Western world, they have human rights record, but Chinese doesn't have. They don't play. Even anywhere they go, even where they want to invest in Africa, they go with their people, they invest there, they bring their people, even the land they rent, the companies, the town, everywhere they're going to, they will bring their people, and they will not even employ African youths for them to improve their lives. But go to China, they don't give you that opportunity. They look at you. For instance, there is when you enter a bus and being a black man, nobody will come around you. They will stay one side. And this is the people who eat everything. They eat dog, they eat cat, they eat all these particular things, or forbiddable food or something like that. They are the one that supposed to be carrying the disease. And this COVID-19 started in China. It didn't start in Africa. But look at how they are treating African people. When I watch this film, my heart bleeds. This is a wake-up call for our African leaders, for all their sufferings and all their romance with the Chinese government. Yes, that is the truth. That is why some of the Western people who knows that the world is changing every time, you know, they are trying their possible best to, train the African youths to both skill, educate them so that they can improve Africa. That is why I have to sincerely say kudos to director of International Equality Development Agency in the name of Vasilis K. You are a white man, but you have a black heart. Because black people, we are broadly, we love and we accommodate all the races in the world. We don't discriminate. So I thank you for all your efforts, and every day you work day and night to see that Africa, African, Africans, wherever they are treated equal as other people. So this is a wake-up call for even our youths and other people. Now we have to start thinking how we are going to develop Africa and be in our continent, which God has blessed. For instance, in the last video, one of my friends in Botswana downloaded how the Chinese government, they want to take the wildlife, they want to rent Africa as on under lease. That is their techniques, and that is why they are doing up to today. Please, all our head of states, all our government, all the people who deal with China, and the worst part of it is that most of the product they made in China is different from the one they send to other Western world. They bring the bad ones to African continent. Then when they are shipping something to Europe or America, they make it to be a standard. That means we the blacks, we are not human beings. They bring the West, the bad ones, to us. And that is why we have to wake up and stand to our faith and tell them no to that their gimmicks. We have to improve Africa, and that Africa is the last hope. As President Putin said in the last things he said about Africa, he said that Africa, they don't know their value because they don't know that Africa is the last hope of the world. And look at most of the powerful Africans. Whenever you want to improve Africa and tell the world that you don't want this, the Western world and the Chinese government, they will gather together and they remove you, so that you people will be struggling. They send equipments, war, and all the military softwares for Africa to destroy the African continent. But today, as we are seeing, we thank God for giving us technology, and we will improve every day. We have to be talking about this so that people will understand. Once again, please try to subscribe to our channel. Daniel Uchechukwu Agere. Thank you.